Hello, everyone. This is your advisors, Bill and Nathan, and our guest today is Mr. Brad, and I'm going to say it, Brad, Nicolajsen. Is that correct? Am I saying that
perfect.
right?
Yeah, first time you got, perfect.
Yeah. Well, look, man, it took months of practice to get that down. But even with students, it's usually Mr. Brad, but it's Nicolajsen.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, if you say my last name, it's going to take up half the class. So just say, Brad will be fine, be fine on it. So.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us today, Brad. And we want to learn more about the IT programs and yours specifically and how it all breaks down. And we'll just kind of toss it over to you. But we get a lot of students, that come in and saying, hey, IT is a hot field right now, interested in IT. First of all, would you confirm that that's correct? Is IT a great place to kind of be right now if you're interested in the field?
Yeah, definitely. I know just in cybersecurity alone, I was watching a webinar the other day, and they're talking about 300 to 400,000 jobs just in the United States, and worldwide is about 1.5 million. And the average salary about 5 to 7 years in is somewhere like a 105 to 113,000 range. So the need for it is growing. I just had one student, she just got a job probably about a year ago, and she just got 2 promotions up to a better job, as she's working. So they need, once you get that entry level job in, you'll usually excel pretty fast. So she's worked hard and got like a Security Plus certification that helped her with her degree. So a lot of money, a lot of opportunities, a lot of different ways you can go. You can work on servers, you can work in security, you can work, on networking stuff. So you don't really kind of get, pinned into one thing you would have to do.
I'll say it sounds like, diversity in the field.
Oh,
You mentioned those 6 figures. Now you're talking Nathan Stout's salary right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Moneybags over there.
I wish.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I have 3 of them that are on the advisory board that help me out, and they're making between 130 and 160, and they're 10 years. They're less than 10 years in the field. One's only been in the field for 4 years. So it's good pay, and he enjoys it. He's got a lot of chance to work wherever he wants to. I think he's working from home right now, like a lot of us are. But anyway, he can work remotely, he can travel, so he's enjoying it.
Yeah, so not only diversity in the field, but as you said, there's travel involved. I'm sure people work at home, make good money working at home too if they choose to. Is there that option as well?
Yeah, you work remotely, you work anywhere you want. Have a recruiter hit us up now. He's talking about needing contractors to work on bases. So we can find you jobs anywhere like California. We can find Hawaii. He's talking about jobs in Florida, North Carolina, all over where you got any military bases. So the chance to travel and kind of see some stuff if you want to, or stay in the area as well.
So how do you get all this information, Brad? I mean, how do you find out? How are you connected? What are you, LinkedIn? What social media king? What's your deal, man? How do you know so much about this stuff?
That's the big thing is LinkedIn. I go on LinkedIn and ask my students to kind of create their own profile. We actually work on that in our last class, our project class. It's a CTS 289, and we do some security competitions, but we also build resumes and help them get their LinkedIn stuff ready. So we put them on LinkedIn, so I have to make sure they connect with me on LinkedIn. I can keep track of what they're doing and see what's going on. Or if I see a job, I can push it out to them. As a matter of fact, we just had that's one girl who just got promoted, Teresa Wright. I just saw her promotion on LinkedIn. I sent her congratulations. She said thanks, and she's part of our advisory board now. So it's great. She's out in industry. She's been in industry about a year and a half now. She's part of our advisory board as a former student. So mainly LinkedIn, I think, is the best way, and it's a great way to get hit up by recruiters too, for jobs. My wife's not in the security field, but for example, she does a different program, but she's actually gotten 2 promotions into jobs that paid better, not promotions, I guess 2 better paying jobs, just through recruiters hitting her up on LinkedIn and asking her, did she want to interview for a job? So it's a good thing to have out there. I encourage all the students to do it.
Awesome. So let's start at the beginning, Brad. Nathan and I see students that come in and they're like, hey,
I'm sorry, can we pause for 1 second? I got a student for a second. Let me
Yeah,
finish
yeah,
this off.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
So we're back, Brad, and see that's a perfect example, Brad. You're in the office, student comes in, you're available for your students. That's what it's all about, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one thing I was trying to. The nice thing about the phones and stuff, I have my emails pushed to my phone, so I can answer emails almost whenever I'm awake. I kind of like to try to, at least get back to them. Even if I can't answer the question immediately, I at least say, "Hey, I'll get back to you tomorrow." I can run the system up or something like that if I don't have access to it. So I think that's part of it is just being involved, and it's like anytime I email y'all, I mean, it's like 24/7. Y'all get back to me, So I appreciate all y'all's help. So I think it's one thing the students will enjoy here is that everybody I've met is very helpful. Everybody's good. Does a great job. So I applaud the whole college. Everybody I've ran into has been fantastic to work with. So.
Outstanding. Well, where we were going is so when Nathan and I see students, they're like, "Hey, I want to get involved with IT," and the question becomes, is the community college route, the degrees that we offer, associate's degrees, is that kind of the quickest way to where they need to be, or when is it that a student should be thinking about getting the associate's degree in arts or sciences, and particularly sciences? To transfer to a 4-year degree program. What's your advice in that area?
Well, that's one thing nice about the program we have here. We have an articulation agreement with East Carolina University. So you get your associate's degree through us, and then you can actually transfer to ECU, and they'll transfer you in as a junior. So that's the nice thing about it. You don't have to do the associates in arts and associates in science anymore and then transfer in. You can do your technical degree here, 2-year degree here. And then if you want to get that bachelor's degree, you can transfer into ECU. And ECU even has a nice program now that they didn't have when I went through. Part of the bachelor's degree, they allow you to take 4 graduate hours, and then they'll flip those 4 graduate hours and make them part of your graduate degree. So you'll get double credit for those graduate hours. So say you finish your bachelor's degree, you're only 6 to 8 hours, 6 to 8 classes away from getting a graduate degree. So they make it really fast that you can streamline almost to get your master's degree like in 2.5 years. So they've done a real good job with that. As far as industry goes, the big thing they're looking for is we have the degree and everything. But once you get your associates, if you get some certifications with it, such as the Security Plus, which we teach here, we teach the CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. If you get that here as well, they're in high demand. So like the recruiter who had touched base with me had said if I had any students that had a CCNA, it's going to be 70,000 plus starting. So even if they hadn't finished their degree yet. So they could come here and get a certificate in just Cisco routing and switching, which would be 4 classes. And then they could do their Security Plus certificate here, which is 4 classes, and get those 2 and then take the industry certification test, and they could be making 70,000 a year. So it's very interesting that the certification process, when you get in industry, that becomes the big thing more than so much degrees. But it is nice to have that degree behind you in case you want to go to a management position, or if it becomes a requirement of certain jobs.
Yeah, it's back to the diversity and versatility of the IT programs that are offered here. Is we have the degrees, we have the diplomas, we have the certificates, a whole range of different options for students depending on what they're looking for.
Oh yeah, and I haven't made a list of it. We offer just training classes for certifications, like industry certifications. You can do Palo Alto firewalls here. There's a Wireshark one, which teaches you how to do network analysis. Those are 2 big certifications. Some of the Palo Alto certifications right now are paying close to 100 to 150 an hour. So they're paying way up there. Yeah, I'd even heard of one student that had got to the 3rd level of certifications once he got in industry, and he was getting $205 an hour. So there's a lot of need for people in cybersecurity right now, and we have the Security Plus. We offer the Cisco Certified Cyber Optics Associate. So we probably, while you get your degree here, we can train and get your degree, as well as be ready to sit for about 10 industry certifications, and that makes you really marketable when you come out.
I know one thing about the with ECU right now with all the IT programs, they have that partnership with Pirate Promise, so they can start here with their associate's degree. Once they finish, have that guaranteed acceptance to ECU as long as they're maintaining those criteria. So that's a good plan as well.
Yeah, it is, and that's what they have with us. We work with them, and they go into a industrial technology program with a computer concentration, and they can work on some higher level certifications. So, and the nice thing about ECU is we have the instructors conferences each year that we go to called the North Carolina Computer Instructor Association, and they're the one college that shows up and does demos and does leadership type stuff as well as new technologies that are coming out. So they're really involved with the community college. So I always try to, when students graduate from here, I always try to tell them about that they're very responsive to the community college. They want the students, and they're excited about having them. And been teaching probably about 20 years now, I think, in the community college system. And pretty much from day one, they got an articulation agreement. Every student that's gone up there after they finished has liked it. So, but you can just get your associates and go out in the field and make money. And the nice thing about the ECU thing is you actually could do it online. So if you wanted to get that associates, get a couple certifications, get a job, and then do your bachelor's degree over 4 or 5 years while you're working. So there's a lot of great options for people who want to get into work or just want to go and do their 4-year degree. It's an exciting time to be in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the population of our students that come in having some experience? Are you seeing more of that hey, they're coming in with some experience and now they're just trying to get those certifications that you're talking about to make them more marketable and raise the salary and that kind of thing?
Yeah, some are. Most of them, like we get some military people who have former experience. So just a couple here and there that have some experience. Most of them do have experience like with gaming. So they know how to do. So they always look forward to the hardware class because they get to build a computer, but they already know how to build a computer. But that kind of brings them in, that they do the gaming stuff, and then we teach them about the network part of it and the security part of it. But we did do that. We did a nice build of a computer system that we can kind of take and show off to people. Like it's got all the latest, greatest gadgets on it. So all the gamers, as soon as they come in, that's the first thing they go to, and then we teach them the rest of it. But yeah, some people come out of the military who have some experience. One interesting thing I'm finding is people sort of like myself. I got a degree in history. Couldn't make any money in history. I went back and talked about getting a master's degree, and that was depressing. I enjoyed the master's degree part of it. I didn't finish it, but the salary coming out wasn't that great. So about 28, I came back to school and started working with computer systems. So I've had several students who've come back who have 4-year degrees who can't really find the job they want or the salary they want, who've come back to train. For example, Sharissa Wright, the one I was just talking about, she came back. She was working in criminal justice, and she had a criminal justice degree, and she enjoyed working in it. But she wanted to do something different, and be able to make more money. And now I think, she came back, took some classes with us, got some certifications, got some certificates, and then she went on. Now she's working. I think she's on her third promotion already. So that's great. It's great to be in the community college system because you get a way to help people in a lot of different ways, from 18 to 19 to people who already have degrees, to people who come back in 60s and 60s, 70s, want to, what I mean? So you get to help a wide range of people, to find their niche and all that stuff.
So Brad, tell us a little bit about the difference. So you've talked about cybersecurity, and that's kind of your niche, your primary field that you manage. So what about the mobile and web development and the tech support? Because we've got those 3 degrees. How would you differentiate those 3?
The tech support is more like if you want to do like the help desk, kind of answer phones. You want to also work on PCs locally. Like you'll be sent out by the system administrators to kind of fix a PC or a PC problem. You might be building a PC. That'd be more the tech support side of it. Like when you make a phone call to somebody, that's what they would do, the tech support. They also do a little bit of databasing. So if you want to do databasing, that's not my thing, unfortunately. I've tried it before, and it's not a real good fit for me. I like the network and the security side of it. But it's a nice thing if you don't want all the high level technicality of the security and networking side of it. It's a way to get your foot in the door work with computers, get an IT support position, and then you can work your way to wherever you want to. So IT support positions can lead to networking positions as well as some security positions, because they are required to take the basic networking classes and the security classes as well. So they do have a good broad range of knowledge. And then the mobile support program and web development, that's for making web pages. They're working on some mobile development on that as well. So, and there's jobs in that field as well, but not right now. It seems like the biggest push is in the networking and security side. just as far as the amount. And we're looking at taking some of the programming classes right now. And when you go to the security side, there's a need for people to program security stuff, which is different than the networking that we do in the security. So we're looking to actually incorporate some security classes into the programming side so that students can have a little bit of both. They could have that ability to write programs if they need to, or to network, or while they're doing the security stuff. So we're building a Swiss Army knife here. They can do anything. They can go in there and take care of it. And the nice thing about it is we offer so many options that you can kind of find your niche. Do you like networking? Do you like servers? Do you like programming? Do you like helping people in support? Do you like security? We just started a new certified ethical hacking class. So do you like to learn how to do penetration testing and hacking? As soon as you say that, everybody's eyes light up. I'm like, yeah, can I break into stuff? I'm like, no, you can't break in. We got managed stuff you can break into, but don't be breaking anybody else's stuff. So we have to make sure they know what ethical hacking is. They ethically to do what they can do. So we don't let them loose.
Yeah, you don't teach them how to get into your grade book and change their grades. They're all making 4.0s.
Yeah. I get everybody here with A's. I'm like, what happened? I could have swore that was a C. I guess not. Yeah, I can't remember anything. I handed too many soccer balls back in the day. So yeah, maybe they did get an A. So.
You're always under concussion protocol, aren't you, Brad?
Yeah. I was one of those defenders that went up there for every ball. Headed the guy in front of me, and my age, I'm 50. I grew up in that age where we played tackle football on the playgrounds without helmets. So that didn't help either. I remember playing one season of football with a helmet. I'm like, I can hit anything with this thing. I'm used to playing with nothing on. This is great.
Awesome. And again, like you mentioned, within the tech support or mobile and web development, there's certificates that you can earn in those under those umbrella degrees too, right?
Oh yeah. We've got certificates. Let me see. I've got it pulled up here. We have a wide variety. You can come in and get a certificate like this is called a cybersecurity technician certificate, and that helps you learn all the firewalls. You learn about network analysis. You learn about getting like the Cisco certified cyber ops certification, which is a big one right now in the industry. You also learn the certified ethical hacking. Again, the big one that everybody wants to take and try it out. We've got a Security Plus prep certification, and the Security Plus certification test itself is run by a company called CompTIA. And people who get that certification, pretty much that's your basic level requirement to get a contracting job on military bases. And pretty much every job we see, they want that Security Plus because it's not that it shows so much that you can secure the system, but one of the biggest problems on a network is the end users. Them making mistakes, clicking on stuff they're not supposed to. So it shows that you're capable of not doing that. So it's a pretty big certification. We also offer Linux. So if you're interested in doing Linux type operating systems, we do an A+ certification, which is people like the gamers who like to do the hardware, rebuild the computers, put in new CPUs and stuff. We do the Cisco CCNA, which the Cisco Certified Network Associate, which talks about how to this is how you actually route the information on the whole internet. So when you click on that web page, that information's got to run through a whole bunch of devices to get out to, say, California or Australia or Canada or Europe or wherever it needs to go to get that web page. The CCNA teaches you how to run those devices that move that traffic all across the world. So we were doing some tests the other day just to see how many of those devices we had to hit to get to a website in Queensland, Australia. Now, we pulled up our web browser. It took about a second to get it. It took no time. It had to go through 17 different devices there, 17 different devices back to get to our PCs, and it only took a second. So to me, it's impressive how fast these machines work.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, you can learn how to do that stuff, and that's part of being a network engineer. And those salaries are in the 100 to 250,000 range. You could actually get your associate's degree, get your CCNA, then you can study and get a higher level certification called your Cisco Certified Network Professional. And then there's one above that called a Cisco Certified Internet Networking Expert. And you just do these on your own while you're working. And you can be making about 200, 250,000 a year with an associate's degree. So
Nathan is into, he likes that technology stuff. So I've seen his eyes get big while you've been talking. he's been geeking out on all the terms of vocabulary and everything. And you start mentioning $200,000, that's like winning the lottery right there, man. So.
Oh yeah, I had a student come in the other day who I taught, and he just got some certificates, and he started working. He worked his way up, and he was making 130 with certificates, but he's getting the industry level certifications. So we offered a certificate training here, and that prepares you to take that certification level training through test through a vendor. And he was getting ready to take that Cisco Certified Network Professional, and he said he was going to bounce up from 130 to 160, and he only had certificates, didn't even have his degree. So I was like, that's the way to do it, So I was happy he got his certificates, and we got him through the program, and he just followed the path. And I talk to all the students when they come in. I tell them the path to get to where they need to get to, and unfortunately, quite a few are listening. So we just had one just graduate. He's a network administrator now, and we had another one just got hired on by New Bern as a help desk tech support. So students are finding jobs and in different locations.
A couple key points that you said there, Brad, and that is, as opposed to a large university, you and your colleagues in the IT department are so available to students to have those individual conversations, to have the time to spend with them, to listen to who they are, what their goals are, what their dreams are, their aspirations, also assessing their abilities and being honest and real with them too. Hey, you got to stay in your lane. Don't play above your game. Those types of conversations that you have.
Oh yeah, and that's what makes sure you kind of help them out with stuff like that, and that's the nice thing. Like I said, make sure we kind of keep them focused and kind of help them out. And like I said, and try to find out, are they better at security? Are they better at networking? Are they better at IT support or programming? So we try to kind of find what their niche is and what they like to do. So. And it's nice. We're getting a wide range of students, from every age, every race, everything possible, gender, everything, that's coming in to do the IT world now. So it's nice to see that pretty much everybody's kind of getting on board with it. I think people are doing the marketing part, and the counseling are hitting everybody now to kind of get them to come do IT classes. So it's great to see.
Yeah, and so basically what we do is, we have students that are interested. We kind of get them started, and then we quickly divert them over to you and your colleagues. And I'll send you an email. I'll send an email to a student, copy you on it, and say, hey, look, you need to hit up Mr. Brad, start a conversation, get in contact. And you're so good with responding back to the students and inviting your assistance to them. And when, like you say, when they bite and they engage, lots of great things can happen.
Oh yeah, it works out really well. I appreciate y'all's help getting everybody over here too. And one last thing, we also do a fun competition called the National Cyber League, and it's an online computer, basically cyber. They call it. It's called the National Cyber League. Basically, like cyber security. They do a bunch of different challenges, like from open source information where you research stuff on the web to password cracking. They do some certified ethical hacking on their servers. That's allowed, things like that. And we've competed in that. And last season we finished 26th out of 400 plus colleges, and we were the number one two-year college. The only ones that beat us were like the 4-year colleges, and we beat some Ivy League colleges. So it was kind of nice. So it's nice the students can come here and they can actually sign up for that Cyber League and actually take their skills they're learning and compete against other students. So we even have one student, I think he finished 63rd out of 5,000 in the nation. So there's a lot of fun things we're trying to do and trying to get the students involved and do some things outside just the program so they can kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, I can see your competitive juice is getting fired up there, Mr. Soccer Player. I see that.
Yeah. I hate to lose. So it's fun to get them pumped up and do stuff. We were pushing for the top 10 before everything hit, and we still finished in the top 100, so that was good. So the students are getting behind it, and they get kind of you find this competitive group ones that want to do it, so it gives them a chance to kind of go out there and compete some.
Awesome. Nathan, you got have we missed anything with Mr. Brad here while we got him?
No, I think we covered everything. It's been a great conversation. I need to think of a career change here.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna do when I retire too. But it's fantastic right now as far as being in this industry. One last thing, there's a company called Splunk which does data simulation to help because there's so much data coming in now that one person can't look through all the attacks. So they use artificial intelligence to pull up the data information. But they're a company called Splunk, and they said the bad guys are winning right now. So I told them, we watched that in a webinar in my classroom. I said, all that means for y'all is more money because they need more defenders. They need more people stopping them. So when you hear that, that's kind of bad news, but for career-wise, it's good news because they're going to have to pay. You're going to learn more and you're going to get paid more. So right now they need people. They definitely need people to be in it. And one last plug, we're also doing an esports, trying to form an esports team. So people could actually play video games, and we'll have like a Craven team that'll play against other colleges playing different esports and everything. So that's college wide, not not the computer field.
Mm-hmm. That's outstanding, man. Brad, we appreciate so much taking time out of your day to give us some of this inside information. We're going to put this out there so students interested in IT can take a look at it and learn a whole lot more than having a conversation with Nathan and I. And we'll keep pushing people over your way for sure.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And y'all, like I said, students, whenever they talk about y'all, say y'all do a great job, and I appreciate all y'all's help. Y'all make this possible. Thank y'all.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to turn this off and then we'll keep talking. So hang there.
All right, cool.